Our long-awaited fifth stop is Georgia, the Peach State, home to the most haunted city in the United States. Join us as we explore Georgia's ghouls and frights that go bump in the night, and their tales less traveled.
Beautiful.
That was great.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Damn, you didn't even let her breathe a breath of fresh air. You're just like.
I'm trying to practice my monologue.
Sometimes you just gotta throw yourself in the fire.
Yeah. So, after a month-long hiatus, we're back. We're back in business.
Yes, we are.
Shady's back.
Hopefully,
Back again.
hopefully we can go back to a more consistent.
Brooke, don't be sending me sexy messages. Josh is on my iPad.
The do not disturb is on.
Well, I can't help that. I was sending the intro to y'all because I know you're going to be asking for it later.
I don't understand why that popped up.
Maybe it's an Apple problem.
Okay, well, I guess I'll look into that later.
So after a long-awaited hiatus, we're back, and hopefully we can be more consistent with uploads.
Absolutely.
In fact, we didn't even see each other for quite a while.
I know, this is pretty much our first time
Yeah.
getting together and
Has it been a month, I guess?
enjoy each other's company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess I kind of missed y'all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. Been trying to be safe with COVID and everything, and it has all y'all's New Year going so far.
That sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah.
So your New Year sounds good.
I don't think you listened to what she asked.
Almost 2 months into the new
maybe that
year.
was you asking maybe the audience.
We're a sixth of the way into the
Oh.
year, and you're asking how the
Oh,
new
so
year
like
is.
this is like a Blue's Clues or a Dora where I'm like, hablo español, and then I wait 5 seconds and I'm like, oh,
What?
sí.
Whoa.
Are you saying that just because Boo and I are at the table?
Right.
No, but you
I
know,
never
like, or
watched
Blue's
Dora.
Blue's Clues, where he's like,
That's kind of...
do you know where Blue is today? And he like waits.
Blue's Clues.
But also,
In the study?
yeah, do you, Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepe
What?
and their daughter Paprika.
Like, I love how
this
when we
was
look at each other, we have to like look around the mic.
Does Dora?
I see you.
Does Dora do the opposite and try to speak?
Why are you
English?
asking us? We've never seen Dora. At least I haven't.
That has
But that
something to
doesn't
do
mean
with
she
Dora.
watched... That's kind of...
Was it not in Guatemala?
I don't know,
I'm
but
sure.
I never watched it.
I'm not. It's
Bro.
not. I'm not trying to be cultural appropriate. I'm just trying to figure out if.
I mean, Dora's international, I'm sure, but
But like, you know what I mean? So like in other countries, do they have a Dora, but Dora try to teach them English or vice versa? You know what I mean? Like instead of Spanish,
I think I'm following.
was she a Dora the Explorer or was she a Dora the Adventurer?
I don't know. They probably had something else.
Dora la Aventura.
The Chola?
Oh. Dora the Chola.
No.
Anyways,
Que paso, Boots?
well, Boo did watch Manny.
Go Diego.
Handy Mandy.
Handy.
Da, da, da,
No, you
da.
can't tell me that's
No, now it is. Looking back at it.
He just took Bob the Builder's job.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and
Or
I'm
you
super
could
right,
say
too.
Bob the Builder
his
took
job.
Handy's job.
Bob the Builder was on first.
He was. And that was clay animation. That's probably very expensive.
But they had
God,
to,
you know, it was, wasn't it?
directed towards an audience.
Yeah. White people could also be builders if they wanted to.
Bob
Which-
the Builder.
He
That's
was. And then Manny put him out of business because he cut his prices in half.
Oh,
Bob can't compete. Bob's 50 years old. He can't bend like Manny.
Yeah. Which is a good segue into our topic for today.
Is it slavery in Georgia?
What?
There was a lot
Cut
of
that out.
There was a
slave
lot of slavery in
sales
Georgia.
in
Please.
Georgia, but
Please, common knowledge. But
all right. Well, so today's episode is Georgia.
all right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how you guys didn't figure that out once we got, landed here. Well, I landed here. I don't know how y'all got here, but
I found out last episode when we told the viewers that
when we did the roulette.
Yeah,
and got
we were
Georgia.
doing-
live.
Which was weird because I thought we always kept it a surprise. Like,
It's not, I mean, it was a surprise at the moment.
wow.
Yeah, man,
It's just, who knows? We're still figuring stuff out.
That's true.
We can do it.
Hey, you guys from Colorado, you still listening?
Oh,
Send us a sign.
our fans in Colorado.
Centennial Colorado.
Not our fans, the fans. Because fans are not our property.
Let us all, you guys, when I clinked, we received an update that we got 200 views, which is amazing for us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You didn't
We
click
appreciate
me.
the,
There you go.
Yeah, these are. Someone pulled out the fine china. If someone could hear that.
it's because our glasses are a little frozen. We have some
Is that why?
peach bellinis.
Some delicious peach bellinis. Alex really loves hers.
But no, we really appreciate you guys listening and tuning in and
We
checking
hope.
us out.
Yeah, we hope everyone's been doing well so far. Really into the new year.
Honestly, I feel like Alex feels that these peaches are ruining her sparkling wine, and I feel like this sparkling wine is ruining my peaches.
You know, I would have been fine just having
Frozen peaches.
some red wine right now.
That's not. You can have it
Is
later.
Georgia known for its red wine?
I don't think so.
Or is Georgia the wine state or the peach state?
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? They
Ooh.
also
It's the peach
produce the most peanut butter.
Georgia?
So let's put
Yeah.
some peanut butter in these bad boys.
no.
Some peanut butter bellinis.
Yeah, they do. Peanut butter. Go figure. Peanuts. Peanut butter.
Peanuts make me go nuts.
No, donuts.
Donuts make me go nuts.
Donuts make me go nuts, man.
Josh, please take this away.
Let us start with the first
Story.
before I down this peach Bellini.
You ready for this first story?
Yes.
So,
Give us a little, couscous overview for our adventure tonight.
It's
Well-
so, but
I'm not, no, French.
honestly, I am not aware of I could not find a lot of cryptids or alien encounters. Georgia very much has a lot in the paranormal ghost department.
Very cool.
Yes. In fact, and this might be shocking,
Yeah.
there's so many stories that we may have to have a second episode
Really?
eventually.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? It's fitting because when we got to this old barn house, I was like, I can feel some energy.
Girl,
and that
what?
energy just didn't fill me once, it filled me twice. So
No,
I'm not
that's probably
surprised.
your
Oh my
alcohol
God.
speaking.
What?
Brooke, you need to get that checked.
You know
That's
that
weird.
a scary movie where she's like laying in bed and then
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
No, come on.
and then she like tries to be with the ghost and then he's like he leaves.
Baby,
after.
come back.
Yeah. He slams the door.
No. No.
I
This is not that kind of episode.
Were they in Georgia?
don't know.
know?
I haven't seen it in a while. But probably not.
Maybe not.
So yeah, I mean, Savannah is known as one of, if not the most haunted city in the U.S. Has a lot of history there.
What about Macon?
Huh?
Macon.
Wait a minute.
Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia.
Macon,
Do
Georgia.
you have a story?
I do. This
I wanna hear
man,
it.
this man named Lee,
Lee.
Everett.
Okay.
Hold on,
Took
hold
a-
on.
took a-
My sister might actually have something to say about this.
Took a young girl named Clementine.
No, so sad.
Does this take place in Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. I've only played The Walking Dead once.
Oh.
that's good.
Wait, the first one? Just the first one. You didn't play second, third, fourth? Are you kidding?
Well, it kind of fell off for me.
Okay, the second one is definitely not as good. But the story.
It's good.
The third one, the story is the weakest. I started the fourth, but I have this thing of if I know it's the end, I can't really push myself to finish it because I don't want the experience to end.
Yeah,
So far.
I don't know, like those what's it, people that make those games.
Now the Skybound used to be Telltale.
Telltale. Yeah, Telltale,
changed.
those games, like, I was into them for a bit, but I kind of fell off them because the stories were good, but I just, like, I don't know.
The
Yeah.
gameplay's all the same. It's quick time.
Like I played Wolf Among Us. I played Walking Dead.
Now that's coming out with a part 2.
Yeah, I'll probably play that.
Yeah.
I played Tales from the Borderlands.
I didn't play that one.
I
I didn't play Batman.
I have the Batman ones and the Guardians of the Galaxy one, but I haven't played any of them.
What if we had a video game and they made characters after us? And
Would it be like Until Dawn, where each one of us gets picked off?
But don't let Boo do the breathing scenes because she's gone.
It's true.
Why?
Because you're really bad at those.
We played.
Yeah.
Me and Cheeseman played Man of Medan together, and she could not.
Oh, I got it the first time though.
I know,
And then why did we replay it?
because we were trying to save that pirate guy,
Oh yeah. And I just could never get it.
and we could not get the rebreather.
I really think they kind of...
It's so
It's rigged. Yeah, it's rigged when it comes to those things.
Like our first try, we did it fine, but
It was perfect.
yeah.
Alright. Well,
Let's start.
yes, let us
Boo,
take
Okay.
Boo wants to
journey.
play...
Yeah, I want to.
Okay.
I want to hear these lovely Georgia stories.
You want to play Jeopardy? I got it.
She wants to beat you.
I want to lose.
Yes, Daddy.
I got mad last
Okay.
night.
So my first story.
But yet,
But I had fun, though.
she stayed up all night with her nemesis.
Watching Goosebumps.
Watching Goosebumps one
She
day at
was
Horrorland.
laughing, but also plotting her revenge.
Josh kept winning Jeopardy, and I was like,
Stop. I'm not playing with
I only played Jeopardy once.
Oh, it was enough.
What, once a day? What?
No, I played it once last night. I didn't keep playing. You guys.
once you reach 11,000. 11,000.
Well,
You're right, though.
maybe you shouldn't bet all
Once
your.
you went into the
I went-
bedroom.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't bet all your money on a daily double. You don't know.
I did not bet all my money. I was broke.
Look, I'm clearly better at Wheel of Fortune. I kicked y'all's asses. I just didn't know how to spell
'Cause I
Kansas
helped you.
City. Once.
Kansas.
Nope.
Kansas.
Multiple times.
Kansas.
Kansas City.
Kansas.
And then Alex
could've-
was gonna get one, and I accidentally said it out loud. And
That's really the only time I got genuinely upset for about a millisecond last night.
Kansas?
No,
No,
the
when-
unplugging for the weekend,
Oh.
where I was like, "What is that? Anal plugging? A plugging?" And I was like, "Wait, unplugging?" And then you got it. You clicked in. Mm-mm.
That was
Anyways,
dirty. That was dirty.
Well, anyways, this first story. Well, it is a UFO incident. But you might be disappointed in how it ends.
Oh, they lived.
So this has to do with a man you might know named Jimmy Carter.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
President Josh, now you gotta say it right. President Carter.
Well, this is before he was president.
You still.
This is when he was Governor Carter.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
He was governor of Georgia.
He owns a peanut farm, I think, doesn't he?
I think he does have he does like peanuts.
Yeah.
No.
Is he dead?
No, he's
still
alive. Anyway,
That's why he didn't go to the inauguration, because he is old.
Jim.
Yeah.
Jimmy
How
Carter.
old is he now?
He's got to be in his 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's old.
He's like way out of the spotlight. Anyway,
He's but from what I can tell, he's a very nice guy. He gives back to his community.
You've had dinner?
I've heard
Do you live there?
I've read. Well, we passed
passed.
we passed by him.
He passed.
He passed.
Well, you know he passed.
Knock on wood. Okay, no.
Okay, so
No. She got that from me. I'm rubbing off you. Boo has this thing where she's gotta territorialize her saves.
Wait, that makes 2 out of
See,
4.
here we go.
Because Josh has been saying, he's been making fun of me. But anytime, something good happens, he's like, ooh, that slaps. And then Brooke right now is like, no,
I don't get it. Anyways,
Yeah. She patents and stuff.
So you wanna hear a
She got big brain to bite.
you want to hear a slapping story?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it. Jimmy Carter.
So before becoming the governor of Georgia in 1969, Jimmy Carter was on his way to give a speech at a Lions Club meeting.
Aw.
At around, do you know the Lions Club?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's like a Boys Scouts, but it's not just for boys. It's like Boys and Girl Scouts, but it's not for just either sex. It's kind of like a community get together. They try to do good things to help other people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
So at around 7:15 p.m., someone called out a strange object in the sky. It was off the horizon and was described as a bright white. It was bright white and just as bright as the moon. While watching the object, it moved closer until it was just beyond some pine trees not far from the site of the meeting. The object began changing colors to blue, then to red, and then back to white before it began to move back from where it came from until it could no longer be seen. Carter would go on to say that he felt the object was self-illuminated and did not seem to be reflecting anything. He also claimed that it did not seem to be completely solid. This was witnessed by dozens of other people over the course of 10 minutes.
Okay, is there more to the story?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
In 1973, Carter was asked to file a report about the incident by the International UFO Bureau in Oklahoma. In 1976, when other witnesses were questioned about the event, only one of them remembered it had ever happened. But all they remembered was a little blue light or something. During his 1976 election campaign, Carter said, "One thing's for sure, I'll never make fun of people who say they've seen unidentified objects in the sky. If I become president, I'll make every piece of information this country has about UFO sightings available to the public and the scientists."
That's what I was going to ask.
After he was elected, however, he distanced himself from the disclosure citing defense implications.
Okay, look. So if that happens, there's stuff that they can't share
To the
because
public?
it cause a mass panic, like a freaking hysteria.
I'm sure.
Like,
Yeah.
like, hey guys, turns out we're not alone, and there's like 80 species, and like they're living among us, but it's okay. But you don't know who's who. You'd be like sitting down and watch that on TV, and then all of a sudden you'd see like anonymous like hack your TV and be like, "All right, this is the start of the purge."
that one guy, that anonymous guy.
Yeah.
He's freaky looking.
Did you still want to do like an episode based on like conspiracies?
Yes.
Was that
please.
Brooke who?
I thought you wanted to do it.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, I'm down
yeah,
for it.
for sure.
Yeah.
I actually think, speaking of that, if they do a conspiracy episode, or if we do, I would also say maybe tune in at some point later on because apparently they think they can solve the John Benet Ramsey
I
case.
told Brooke.
Look, get me drunk enough and I can solve anything for you.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's one of those.
I told Brooke, and I've told
Okay.
everyone.
It'll be like
A
the
couple
amateurs
drinks in.
who
I'll
decipher
give
the
you-
zodiac message.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll give you a hint. It was probably the brother.
Oh.
This is teamwork, Brooke. Not
I know,
just
but I'm,
you.
look, I can't just say A and Z. I gotta walk you through why I think that is. And I know the viewers out there respect me so much, so very much.
They
So,
respect you.
Come to my podcast, which is this podcast.
All
Later
right.
on.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, just to finish off this story, this is where it gets a little disappointing for me. In the past couple years, it has been revealed that the light was actually a high-altitude reflective cloud of barium
Swamp gas?
released from a launch at an Air Force base in western Florida. That night, Carter had seen the UFO. It came from the west and started at the exact time of the rocket launch. The time, colors observed, and length that they lasted are all consistent with barium clouds.
I had no idea.
There was a launch in Florida, a rocket launch.
Wow.
And 10 minutes after the rocket launched,
Yeah.
that's when he started seeing the object in the sky to the west where Florida is.
Right.
So the barium had moved over and they like measured how long it would have taken the barium to move into Georgia from the launch, and they
It
was like,
matches
yep,
up.
it all adds up because like I think it launched at like 5:15 or something, and then like 2 hours later it was over Georgia.
Does Georgia have swamps?
Yeah, I think so.
So they could also have swamp gas. You ever hear about that? UFOs getting...
Yeah, but I never got it. I thought that was just like a
Yeah.
joke in like Men in Black.
No, I think that's an actual thing where like the release of gas bubble and can cause like a discoloration. I don't know. I mean, I've never lived in
Yeah.
any swamps.
So
Yeah.
I was writing about this story with Jimmy Carter, and I thought it was really interesting being like a president who like believed in UFOs.
Sure.
And then I came across that ending, and I was like,
yeah.
I can't admit this,
Okay,
but
so-
it's disappointing to
Yeah,
find out
yeah.
it's like,
So I don't want to get political, and I'm not trying to be political, but I mean, we've had how many presidents, and not one of them have ever said like
we've at least had like three
I mean, yeah, I think
At least
minimum
three
we had at
houses.
least 3.
We're not that old.
No, wow, 46? We're 46 now?
Yeah, 46.
But, like, not one of them has ever... This is, like, one of the greatest wonders of the world, right? Like, I would think. And not one of them has ever said, like, I'm gonna give you a taste. It's like, I'm gonna give you that free sample, that free hit, it's gonna be free. And then you're like, the palate's a little tasty, you're a little tingling, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna go back for more, but there's nothing. Give me the free sample.
You've really thought about it.
Oh.
What about the free sample or the UFO? Because I want the UFO sample.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean,
I want JFK's assassination documents released.
Who killed JFK?
The mafia, I think.
That's gotta be on a conspiracy theory, too.
Yeah, I watched a really good documentary when I was younger. And
I think it was the babushka lady. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Babushka lady.
The Baba Yaga,
Gosh.
a Russian witch.
Baba Yaga. Really? That's what they're called? Baba Yaga?
Baba Yaga is like a Russian
Babuha.
boogeyman who's like a witch.
Baba Yaga.
She,
Is that Baba
she,
Yaga?
she takes little children away. But maybe we'll talk
Is
about
that-
Baba Yaga later.
Is that the name that they used too for the Tomb Raider? The
Baba
DLC?
Yaga.
Which one? Yeah.
Yaga.
Yep. It's also the name they called John Wick in the first movie, which I always
Good.
thought was
You
weird.
know what's funny? We've seen the second and third Winter Soldier.
In the first one, they keep calling him Baba Yaga. They're like, oh, it's Baba Yaga. And I'm like, I thought Baba Yaga was like a witch. And it's John, I guess John Witch. John Witch.
Witch.
John Witch. Witch.
Give me that Keanu. Oof. You're beautiful.
Keanu Reeves going to a witch for a delicious
I
sandwich.
love Keanu Reeves. No, I just got it.
So Jimmy Carter, huh?
Yep. That's the end
What a
of that
guy.
story, though. Jimmy Carter's picking peanuts, I guess.
wait, no, he had a.
Does he have a peanut farm? Is that what we
I
said?
think he really does, yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Maybe I should fact check this.
No,
Out
we're
of all the
no,
things
no,
I
no,
say,
no,
that's-
no, no.
Nah, we're not one of those
No,
podcasts.
no. Hawaii has 7 islands, not 8, and
No, I thought it was 6.
an acre is 1 square mile. We learned all this. We don't need to look up facts.
I don't think we've ever addressed it to the people out there.
No, we did.
We have screwed up.
This
We know
is just a stream of consciousness podcast. We don't have all the facts.
You know what? We should do
Peanut farming.
do that guided meditation where you go back.
Okay,
and, like,
here's
find your
the
past
no.
life.
Here's the thing
I want
about
to do
that
it. I'm
though.
scared though.
I'm scared too, but people say you have to practice meditation because some people don't get it in their first try, and
It's okay. You're just nervous. No one
when
gets
you
it their first time.
whatever, you find out it's so emotionally.
I'd be down for that though. I want to tap into something.
See, like
Cool.
my mom got her cards read, and no, listen, my mom got her cards read, and they told her she was
Your
on a
mom-
Titanic.
Your mom can't read her cards.
No, she can't read those kind of cards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she was told that she was
Not
on the
the Baba
Titanic.
Yaga cards.
She was on the
Baba Yaga.
Titanic, but also they told, and this still gets to me this day, and I can't. If I take too long to think about it, it will mentally mess me up.
Well, pop it out.
But
Let's
they,
hear it.
They also told my mom that she is an old spirit and she won't be returning.
She won't.
So
Yeah.
you only get so many trips around the sun.
I guess.
God,
so.
how do you?
How do you take that
Yeah.
and just like?
You're
roll
an
with it?
old spirit.
Like
You
I'd
don't
be really afraid to go get my cards read, and they're like, "Man, you were Hitler."
Oh man.
Like how would you live?
You probably weren't Hitler. You were more
I don't
like.
know. Just be like, maybe this woman doesn't know what she's talking about. And
You
she's
would
just
have
trying
been.
to.
You would have been like the Jewish mother that raised Hitler or something. That's what you probably would have been.
Babushka.
I'm the reason he went to war and killed
You
those
were
people.
you were the dean at the art school who rejected him.
Or you could be the priest that saved him from falling into his death.
True.
I don't want to be the priest that saved Hitler.
There's
Too
a-
bad.
there's
You
a-
are. I
there's
read your
a-
cards.
There's a lot of you could really dive into that. Like,
But it's just trippy, to think like who could I have been, and what if you were a bad person?
On a side note, fact checking. Didn't know Jimmy Carter is 96 years old.
96.
Yeah.
Ooh, good on him.
He's
Was he a
Picking-
uniformer? Is he?
That I didn't check. I
That's
just
what you didn't.
no. I
but
just
he-
checked his age. Because when I said earlier, I didn't realize he was alive. So.
Yeah, I saw you laughing because you were realizing that like 96 is like the flip of the funny number.
69.
That's why you're like laughing over there. Way to stop
just a
because
bad
Alex is
word.
laughing so hard.
Wow, no way alive. Alright.
All right, let's move
It
on.
was the
Next.
summer of 69.
Next.
All right, so next we got the Altahama River Monster, or the Altahamaha, or Alti for
Or
short.
Yamaha.
Alti. You sure there's
Yeah, yeah. So this is a motorcycle.
Yamaha.
Okay. This is a legendary aquatic creature alleged to inhabit streams and abandoned rice fields near the Altahama River of southeastern Georgia.
Rice fields in Georgia?
Yeah,
Really?
I didn't know that either. And abandoned rice fields too. So, yeah.
Not very profitable ones.
Yeah. The origins of this monster come from the Muskogee Creek tribe, telling of a large hissing creature in the river. It is described as having a sturgeon-like body with a bony ridge on top. It has front flippers, but no back limbs, and the snout of a crocodile. Eyes protruding, and large, sharp teeth.
Oh, it sounds like that one dinosaur, right?
Oh, like the,
It's got that
Plesiosaur?
That razor
oh,
fin.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is 20 to 30 feet long with a yellow underbelly and swims like a dolphin through the river.
Yellow belly.
Some have seen the creature sunning itself on the shore.
That's cute.
The Native Americans of the area...
I'm sure they thought that too and it ate them.
But he was just...
you cute.
He was just... I would.
You can money from
hello.
little peaches.
You're so big.
So the people have been seeing this creature since the 1830s, including the Native Americans of the area. All the stories tell of an extremely long snake swimming through the water.
Anaconda.
Some people that have been close enough have said that the body has the circumference of a barrel and 70 feet long in some cases. And here's a little drawing of it.
Look, it's a little...
Oh, that's not what I thought at all. Okay.
Yeah.
It's got it's okay. So like this part up, the flippers and the long neck look like that under, kind of like a Nessie looking thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But the bottom half, I don't know what the heck that you would even.
That's
What
cute
is
looking.
that?
It's 20 to 30 feet long, so
Okay.
definitely you could ride on it.
That's cute. It kind of looks like a Littlefoot.
Yeah, and it hisses apparently like a snake. Yeah, just like that. So yeah, that's the little, I guess, Nessie of Georgia. That's the only, I mean, like...
So is it still having sightings still
Yeah,
today?
yeah, people still talk about seeing it.
Really?
Yeah, there's some video, you can find videos on YouTube of people, like, recording what they think is it. Yeah, what the hell was I gonna say?
It's still being seen today.
Still being seen today. Yeah, I forgot. It must not have been important.
Well, I
But yeah, oh, yeah,
probably-
okay.
Probably was, but
I was trying to look up like cryptids, like monsters
Yes.
of Georgia.
Yes.
Of course, I always find Bigfoot,
Yeah.
and Bigfoot's everywhere. And I
Yeah.
don't want to talk about Bigfoot because every single state has Bigfoot stories.
You remember like?
Is he just that popular?
He's all over the place.
Look, okay.
He gets around.
I totally believe there are things out there that we don't understand. / there are things totally out there that we have yet to see because there's so many untraveled lands. But do you remember like 10 years ago or so, Bigfoot? Someone claimed to have found a dead one in the woods, and it turned out that it was actually some like suit that someone stuffed. And then like I remember as a kid, like there was this huge news conference, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about Bigfoot at some point, but not today. Maybe I'm sure there's a state where Bigfoot is more like
Like the Bigfoot
Pop.
state or something.
yeah. There. What is the Bigfoot state?
I'm gonna guess probably Oregon or something.
Yeah, somewhere in the north
Keep it fucking weird, man.
Midwest. Yeah. But yeah, that's the
Well,
That's
you know,
that.
you never know what's out there, and things go extinct too.
So if you were swimming in the swamp, boo, and you felt this thing come up and flip you with the
correction.
flipper.
Correction.
Yeah, let's take it back.
I would not be
swim in the
swimming in
swamp.
the swamp in the first place.
I don't know.
If you weren't canoodling, what is it? Canoodling, where you shove your fist.
Noodling.
Noodling. If you were noodling in the Georgia swamp, trying to get that catfish,
But you
I
but you
not.
caught-
probably wouldn't know.
I wouldn't though.
if Josh was in the swamp, noodling. And
Yeah, she's trying to find me. I was lost in a catfish
I was
burrow.
trying to. Now I would be trying to save a friend. So if Josh was down there, I'd be like, Josh. I would be saving him. Josh.
I don't know if it's Georgia, but there's one place that is like so cool to me because it's a ghost town somewhere in the south, and it's in the swamp, and it was abandoned because when it floods, like you get like 2 to 3 feet of water.
Yeah.
So you just have this like ghost town that's like 2 to 3 feet underwater, and you can just like go in and like go upstairs, and just really creepy. I don't remember where it is. I saw this a while
That's really
back.
interesting.
Yeah.
Anytime we like look at, I guess,
Probably Louisiana.
animals,
so.
creatures like that. Like, so the other day, Boo, you were showing me a video of like how deep the ocean is.
Oh, yeah.
Like it always trips me up
Oh,
of like the
man.
creatures that we probably
Don't
really
know.
don't know exist.
Yep. Know more
Because
about
they can't.
Yeah.
They don't. Yeah.
You can't
there's-
get down there with the pressure.
they know more about the surface of Mars than our own oceans.
It's
But
insane.
you know, they also think that aliens live in the water too.
I mean, that's probably where Atlantis
Like
is.
there's like another species down there. Which I mean,
Deep underwater is
where I left my love. Mm.
we're gonna get copywritten.
Yeah, they're gonna
Copyright
catch
straight.
you. They're gonna be too close to the real thing.
It's gonna be like Twitch where they just had the Metallica concert. Do you see that? Twitch had a Metallica concert and they DMCA'd their own music, so they cut out their music while they're playing live and put like some freaking 8-bit like kid music in there.
What? So what's
Yeah.
the point of the concert?
They ruined it. Yeah.
Like Twitch ruined it.
Yeah.
I hope they fixed that. Like,
Yeah, it's weird.
so messed up. It's so dumb.
Well,
Yeah, I've heard of that happening to like creators using their own songs, and then it's like no copyright. It's like it's my
That's
stuff.
my song.
It's me.
it's me.
Interesting.
All right, so we're gonna get into ghosts now
My
because
favorite.
that is all I have for cryptids
Who-
and aliens.
Who is your favorite ghost?
My favorite ghost?
Yeah.
Oh man, there's so much to choose.
Well,
Sorry
y'all,
to choose.
since y'all were canoodling watching Goosebumps last night,
Yeah. What was your favorite episode from last night, by the way?
We only watched one day. We only watched one. It was a 2-parter.
Oh.
But it was one
is that
episode.
when Boo was like, "What time is it? Okay, let's watch another one."
Yeah, because we had to watch part 2.
In order to understand.
Even though 5 minutes in, she was like, "This has nothing to do with the video game."
Which one was it?
One day at Horrorland.
What is that one?
It's about a family that gets lost on their way to Zoo Gardens, and they find an amusement park called Horrorland, where all your nightmares come true.
Hold on.
No. Who would?
I'd like a
why?
recap from Boo.
Yeah, but go ahead. All right.
Which one? Because I told Josh
We only
that
watched
I have,
one episode.
because I told Josh, I was like, I played the DS game
Yeah.
of Horrorland, and then that's when I told Josh when we started watching the episodes, like, this already has nothing to do. From what I remember, a kid gets invited by one of the monsters to go to Horrorland, and I think they go with a friend, and then they get separated at Horrorland. And in order to survive, they have to go through all these rides. And it's these scary rides. Because in the show, it's a family of 4. And then they get
Your
sucked
nuclear
into
family.
a comedy show.
They-
and they could win a car.
It was basically they went to Horrorland. They had to go on all these rides, and when they tried to escape, they were forced onto a monster game show where they're like, you can win a car or be locked in a room with this werewolf creature.
And be
And
eaten.
they're like, oh, you were locked in with a werewolf creature. Cue one of the monsters being like, I've had a change of heart. I'm going to save you. And you're like, I don't know your story. Where'd you come from? So he saves them. And then as they're getting away, he decides to really go into detail explaining his life story when he gets killed by the werewolf.
He did.
Yeah, he got eaten by the werewolf.
Well, no.
But now he's a monster.
He was a monster.
Okay.
And then the family gets in their car, but little did they know the
It was a monster car?
game show host put a little device on the bottom of their car, and he took control of their car and drove them off the edge of a cliff. And that was the end. And then
This had no
Where's the happy ending?
Yeah, so this had no good
well,
ending?
it cut to like them teetering on the edge of the cliff, and the game show was like, talk about a cliffhanger, and then
And then
it
it
cuts
ends.
to zooms out at an actual TV with the episode of Goosebumps on, and a monster turns off the TV, and he's like, I can't stand these scary human shows. And then his wife is like, why don't we just talk? And he's like, good idea. Care for a cockroach? And she's like, oh, thank you, dear. And then that's how it ends.
Okay, so there's this one episode.
That's a...
We're getting way off tracks here, but there was this one episode
Yeah,
of Goosebumps that scarred me from eating stuffed shells as a child for years.
Stuffed shells?
Yes, there was this episode where it was all about worms. And this
Go eat
kid,
worms?
I don't know, this kid went to go eat spaghetti.
Go eat
And-
worms.
Was it that one? And he doesn't look at his spaghetti, and then he looks down after he takes a bite, and it's all worms. It's all worms.
Yeah.
And I had this paranoia for years that in my stuffed shells that my mom would make, that in the ricotta, in the inside of the stuffed shells were worms, and I couldn't tell.
That's
And
nasty.
I couldn't,
Oh my
I couldn't
God.
eat them for
I never-
years. I had this paranoia.
No.
Yeah, that episode, the kid has a bunch of worms as pets. And he does something, and he pisses off the worms, so they start getting revenge.
I
So
remember there
their
was a giant one at one point.
yeah, their version of revenge was to have him eat them in different.
It made
yeah.
him want a guy, to be honest.
So he'd go to bed and he'd lift back his sheets, and there'd be worms all in his bed. And...
Yeah.
But that's enough about Goosebumps.
Next.
We're gonna talk about. We're gonna go to Savannah. We're gonna go to Savannah. We're gonna go to the 1790 Inn and Tavern.
Almost applied a scared.
So
Did you really?
No.
Okay.
But I should have.
what?
Scared.
Why?
Savannah.
Oh yeah, Alex has a.
School
Alex, you have a
of
ghost
Arts.
story.
Scared. Savannah.
You know, I'm sure Scat's a really great
Oh.
place, but I hear a lot
School
of
for creative.
Monsters,
some
art.
monsters probably go to Scat too.
some horrors from Horrorland.
An art school.
Oh my god!
Guys, stop.
And who would get a liberal arts degree? I got a liberal arts degree. All right, moving on.
You want like the where there's no like silence. You want the audience to go, aww.
Oh.
I'll think about it.
Oh, sorry. Time up. That's enough for tonight's episode.
Oh,
Y'all. We'll see you.
Okay, someone really wants to play Jeopardy.
I'll play who wants to be money.
Someone wants to play her middle-aged game.
Okay, so 1790 Inn and Tavern. This restaurant and inn was originally built as 3 separate residences throughout the 1800s. The western part of the building was built in 1823 as a duplex by Steele White, while the eastern part was built by the Powers family in 1888. This makes the inn one of the oldest in Savannah. They pride themselves on their fine dining and 14 comfortable guest rooms. All of this is from their website, directly from their website. The city of Savannah has seen deaths for as long as it has existed.
It's like any other city.
Well, not as, but much more tragic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
During the American Revolution, British took control of the city, and Americans and French spent a month trying to take it back. Even more death followed during the Civil War from Sherman's March to the Sea. In 1820, there was an outbreak of yellow fever, which killed 4,000 people.
Maybe that's why that thing had a yellow belly.
Because of yellow fever.
is different.
Um, so with so much death, you're bound to get some leftover energy. So back to the inn. Some of the ghosts. One of the most well-known ghosts is that of a girl named Anna in room 204.
Ooh, that sounds good already.
Anna was a servant who had fallen in love with an English sailor.
You never fall for those sailors, honey. They ain't coming back.
Unfortunately, the sailor did not feel the same way and left her. Anna,
Why
Anna,
are you acting shocked? Why are you?
Because he didn't leave her on a boat. He left her unread.
it's okay. Even if they lived happily together, they'd still be dead today. So,
I want you to die happy, not die sad.
well, it's okay because her death's coming up. Anna,
We'll get there.
Anna climbed to the 3rd floor and jumped out of a window to the brick courtyard below, out of despair.
How old was Anna? Too young.
I don't have a date. Yeah, she's probably too young. I don't have a date on her
She was
death.
6.
Well, some
6 years old.
6 years old.
Her first crush.
well,
I read those guys.
while some say this was a suicide, other versions have her as being the victim of a jealous husband pushing her to her death.
Oh, sure.
A jealous husband?
She was already
so
married.
some stories that she had a husband, an abusive husband, and she was in love with the sailor. The sailor did not return her advances. The husband found out and pushed her out of a window.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. People have said that Anna is not malicious, but rather is friendly and mischievous. She just wants her presence to be known. She loves to rearrange guest luggage, stand as a dark shadow at the foot of the bed, and sometimes she can be found stroking the guest's head while they sleep.
You know how mad I got in Marfa? Because I thought Abby was tapping the window and I was like, no. Can you imagine me with Anna rearranging my things, tapping my head?
She'd be whipping her.
Yeah.
Oh,
Giving
I
you a little
loved it.
scout massage.
Be like, Anna, you better stop right now.
You better get my bag or get off.
So she especially loves visiting couples, perhaps because of the circumstances of her death.
Thank God.
She just
I'm
wants
so-
love. What?
So there's an actual
Anna.
there's a famous person who had an encounter with Anna. And they posted a picture on Twitter. And the picture says, "Look what Anna did. Ghost from room 204. My boots were put on top of my suitcase and left with a handprint while I was out."
Oh, who was it?
Miley Cyrus.
Really?
Miley Cyrus.
Miley.
Yeah.
What?
So
Miley.
she believes in ghosts.
What were you on?
Miley Cyrus.
And left a handprint.
Yeah.
Miley, get
That was a tweet. Go look at that picture. Miley Cyrus and a ghost.
Miley Cyrus and a ghost.
You know that's
I assume
exactly
I'd assume it would pop up. Well, because like when I was getting that information, it was just like Miley Cyrus had an encounter with Anna. Here's the tweet, and I was like, well, where's the picture? So I had to look it up.
That's is a bizarre thing.
Are we sure, like the people who work there just don't go into people's rooms to mess with them and stuff?
No, don't.
Oh,
Crap.
to get people like
Yeah,
wrapped
just
up in the
kinda keep it
idea.
going. Yeah.
Maybe. Other
Guess we'll never
spirits
know.
on the property include a young boy named Thaddeus.
I like that name.
Thaddeus sticks
Fabius?
mostly to the ground floor of the kitchen and tavern area. He's a friendly presence and is known to leave pennies lying around on desks, tables, and the bar.
Oh, pennies are good luck.
Lastly is the ghost of a cook who is the malicious spirit of the property.
Oh, and he has access to knives. That's not good.
This spirit used to be the head cook at a time, and is said to dislike women.
Oh, hell.
And in his life, he was a practitioner of voodoo.
Well,
There you go.
No, Georgia?
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
very
know.
much-
I didn't know it went that far up.
That's yeah. I mean,
Oh,
from
yeah.
New Orleans-ish.
All the way up.
Many staff have reported hearing pots and pans be thrown in the empty kitchen at night. Sometimes whole jars of spices are thrown across the room when no one is around.
That's not okay. Spices are expensive.
Women who work in the kitchen are mostly the targets of these activities.
Oh boy.
And that is all about that. Yeah.
Thaddeus seems nice though. Poor Anna.
Is it Thaddeus or Fabius?
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus?
Fabulous.
Fabio.
Fabio?
Fabio.
Fabron.
Thaddeus.
Fabio. With that long hair.
No, Thaddeus, like Thaddeus.
Okay, I thought it was Thaddeus.
No,
and I was like, that's...
Fabulous.
He's related to Fabio.
I love you. I really do.
Remember how we said that we were going to have a corporate meeting
I don't
regarding
stop,
your
guys.
behavior?
I don't want to have.
HR has contacted.
I don't want to have my
It's here.
anonymous meeting right now. Can you guys confront me after? Brooke, we love you. Get some help.
But you really
But we
Yeah, where's-
love you. We'll
where's-
sandwich it.
Where-
we do love
Where's your compliment hamburger?
Yeah.
Start with a compliment, you get into the meat of your problem, and then you end with a compliment.
that's why I said a sandwich.
Yeah.
What are the fries?
No,
Fries going to your thighs.
Yeah, that's extra. Well, that was good. I liked Anna's story.
Yeah,
But she
Oh,
died,
Anna.
though, tragically.
it's pretty cool.
She died
What was it? Justin Bieber when he visited Anne Frank's house.
I think she would have been a
She
believer.
would have been a believer. Oh, God.
What?
How much?
Yes,
you
he
don't know?
wrote down in the guest book. I think she would have been a believer.
How much up your own ass do you have to be?
Oh my god.
And it's like,
Talk about tone deaf, man.
yeah, we know a lot about
Is this,
tone deaf
is this
people.
before he found Christ?
I don't know.
Haley?
Probably a way,
You know,
way long ago, yeah.
I've never,
Okay, listen. Did you hear about the woman? I forget her name. I just saw a video about it the other day. She was 6 years old, and she told her parents that she was Anne Frank. She's very adamant. She said her parents were not her parents, that she was waiting for her real father, which would have been Otto Frank, to come and get her. She got picked on a lot, repressed these memories, didn't want to talk about them, just kind of left it alone. They then went on a trip to, is the Anne Frank house in Germany?
Amsterdam.
So they then went on a trip to Amsterdam. Parents took her around the area of Anne Frank's house, didn't say a word. She then led them by herself, and this is before, like the use of like cell phones or GPS and all that. She led them to the house. It's like, here's my house. And then she got really upset because she's like, there's things in the house that aren't right, that are moved, that weren't there, that like this whole thing is not right. And it went on for a couple of years after that. She actually met Anne Frank's, I believe, cousin or uncle or something, and like met him in person. And he said when he hugged her that it felt like
Anne
family.
Frank.
It felt like family. Years later, completely forgot her memories. All gone. Yeah.
So when people were like, "Oh, remember when you used to think you were Anne Frank?" She was like,
yeah,
what?
like as a kid.
Oh, so she was a kid.
If you believe in reincarnation and that your energy passes over to someone else, then it would theoretically mean that she was probably Anne Frank, remembered all these things, but as you get older, those memories of that person start to fade as you start to
Because she never made it that. She never made it that far in life.
Oh, I have no idea. But I
Well, Anne Frank never did.
No, but I don't think your memories would last as long as you lived. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So I don't know, just something interesting.
It's kind of like the Blind Man. Yeah, Blind Manor. Yeah, when the kids grow up and they don't remember anything that happened.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't that crazy?
that is.
There's a lot of those stories I would love to get into.
There's so much. I mean, there's just so many things out there.
It'd be interesting to talk about, like,
When
what is it
Taleslesstraveled
called?
goes
Like
international.
reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's this one
I've
other
heard
story
I've
about
heard some of those.
this kid who like was like 2 or 3 years old and could name like all of the airplanes that were used in like World War II or something, and like he knew someone that was from his like what is it, like the infantry or something, and like he met him in person and was like able to have a conversation with him, like knew stuff about him. And then years later, he like completely forgot everything. It's like crazy. It's insane. So it like makes you wonder what memories that I have.
Yeah.
And this all goes back to you. Let's see.
No, but it's like, what memories did you have? Who are you? Who are you?
Who am I?
Jean Valjean.
Don't get your
My name's Javelle. Don't forget me, Sal.
At last, Javert, we see each other plain.
Monsieur Lemire.
Monsieur, man, you wear a different shade. Before you say another word.
There it goes.
Okay. All right, we're moving on.
I dreamed a dream.
Who had to get? Go ahead, honey. Melt it.
She needs her solo.
Anyway.
What's your favorite Audrey Hepburn song?
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Oh yeah, I said, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's? She said, I think I remember the film, as I recall. Okay.
But you got a little bit of a faded
I think
look
that's
to you.
the song. I think that's the song that I was singing the other day. And I was like, what the hell am I singing?
Okay, favorite Audrey Hepburn song?
I don't. We already talked about Savannah.
Moon
Atlanta.
River.
Moon River. Yep, we're going to Moon River Brewery.
Okay. I didn't know if there was.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were just.
She sang it.
We're going,
Or she did sing La Vie en Rouge and Sabrina too. That was beautiful.
all right, we're going to Moon River Brewery.
You could stop right there.
So,
Do they still brew today?
yes.
Cool. What do they brew?
Well, they weren't always a brewery. They were bought by a brewery.
Oh, okay.
Originally, they were a hotel.
That's always been a hard word for me.
But I'm going to get into the history right now.
Is it Blue Moon?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So originally, this building was built in 1821 as the City Hotel. It was commissioned by owner Eleazar Early and his wife. For the time, this was the hotel to be, as many rich and famous people of the day called this place home while visiting the city of Savannah. In 1832, the hotel would see its first death. Troublemaker James Stark a known drunk in Savannah, was in the hotel when Dr. Philip Minus shot the man, killing him on the spot. So you could say Dr. Minus subtracted him.
Dr. Minus.
James Stark. Okay, we're moving
You
on.
gotta add a little. Yeah, you can put a little.
We're moving on. No, we're moving
He's
on.
gonna add crickets because he wants to eat them.
James Stark.
Josh has really been wanting to eat
I just
some
want to
crickets.
try. I just want to try them.
What are they called? Chipuri.
Chupalinas.
Chupalinas?
Chupalinas. I want to try them. I saw them on Bizarre Foods and they looked interesting.
Good source of
I'll
protein.
try them with you.
Thank you. Anyway,
Yeah, some feet.
so Dr. Minus shot James Stark
Where? In the library with a gun?
in the hotel. He killed him on the spot.
What a clue.
James Stark was not a well-liked man, and he spent many days insulting and yelling at other locals. After the death, Dr. Minus was quickly acquitted of the murder in a self-defense plea, claiming that he saw Stark going for his gun. While this had little proof, the town needed a doctor, and a hated man was out of the picture.
Wow, it's almost like I don't know. Dr. Minus got away with it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Subtract Dr.
Yep,
Minus.
you're right. You're absolutely right. He got away with it.
So that meeting
Maybe-
we're having later.
Maybe that should be your last Bellini.
That wasn't even. That's
was
still
that?
a first.
You want to see me in a bikini? Whew.
All right, Josh, continue, please.
In 1864, the hotel was closed right before the city was taken by General Sherman during the Civil War. The building would never open as a hotel again, but it would see use as a hospital. During multiple yellow fever outbreaks, which we talked about,
Yeah.
the building was repurposed to be used for treating and housing victims. During this time, it is gauged that hundreds of people passed away within the walls, most of them being young children. After being passed to multiple owners, eventually the once famous landmark sat abandoned for nearly 2 decades before being purchased by the Moon River Brewing Company. One ghost has been encountered so many times the staff has even named the spirit Toby. Toby is encountered mostly in the basement and has been known to bump against people and in some cases give a frustrated push.
Toby?
Toby.
Toby throw the aluminum?
What?
Toby throw the aluminum.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
The demon barber. Fleet Street.
No.
It's talking about Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like Sweeney Todd.
Cold spots and thrown items are also experienced by those visiting the basement. Moving to the first floor of the building, this is where James Stark was shot by Dr. Minus. People have found increasingly violent activity, including bottles of alcohol being thrown across the room. People have also reported being tapped or grabbed while they are eating. And in the bathroom, women have complained about some force locking them inside the stalls when they are not able to get out. I was reading on this website, Ghost City Tours, that one woman was taking care of business in the restroom, and as she unlocked the stall, the door stayed shut. She began to push, but the stall door remained in place.
That's my worst fear.
She put her entire weight behind the door and was stuck in there for 10 minutes before the door just creaked open by itself.
10 minutes. Girl, climb underneath.
Upon
That's a long time to wait.
Upon returning to her table, in complete shock, the waitress walked by, asked her what was wrong. The woman mentioned, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you. I think there's a ghost messing with me." The waitress just said, "You're not the first. The ghosts like to hang out in the women's restroom," and walked away.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, she's like, you're not special, honey. Eat
Happens
food."
to me at least once a week.
Yeah. Toby.
As you go up in floors in the building, the activity becomes more violent. On the second floor, people have seen a full-body apparition of a woman in white, and very cleverly, she has become known as the Woman in White.
Wow, that's original.
Yeah.
Like the woman in black.
The second floor is also where many lost their life during the yellow fever outbreaks.
Yellow fever, I'm seeing a pattern.
Something connected.
It's almost like a lot of people lost their lives due to it.
The sounds of children whispering and playing are heard throughout the floor. Expect to hear running footsteps and giggling from the shadows. In the 90s, during construction on the building, the foreman's wife was on the second floor, and as she was leaving to go down the stairs, something unseen shoved her and she toppled all the way down to the first floor. Possibly out of fear or out of the need to protect his wife, the foreman stopped all construction and left the building. To this day, people have felt shoving or pulling while moving up the stairs.
You know, one of them's like, yes, daddy.
No.
Push me, ghost daddy.
Push me, ghost daddy.
Push me, ghost papa.
Which you've named.
Choke me, devil daddy. Choke me.
Josh calls Biden Papa Biden.
I said it once.
He said it once and suddenly he just calls him that.
But
But I told you, I was like, I love it, Papa Biden.
I don't even remember what the context was.
You just said
It's
it.
the Papa Biden. The final floor, the third floor, does not have any unique reports compared to the other floors. Same invisible hands are felt, and the sounds of children can still be heard. The only thing different about this floor is that people who have gone up have explained feeling a heavy tension in the air that they could not explain. Third floor just feels darker and unwelcoming. Perhaps the hundreds of dead are still there and draining the energy, creating thick tension. Which is interesting when I read that, is because that's kind of what you explained about the voodoo shop and your Gettysburg story.
Yeah, that overwhelming
Also,
feeling.
that one university in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really feel it there. But it's true. I mean, that's pretty similar to what we felt.
Yeah.
Where?
Am I interrupting something?
You know what? I'm sorry, Brooke. We've been attacking you when
Yeah.
really I think the culprit has been across from you this whole time.
Big brain, little buddy.
Did you know they called her?
When she was born, the doctor pulled her from the womb and said,
Little girl, big brain.
Big brain, little buddy.
Big brain, little girl.
And slapped her right on the butt.
It's little girl, not little body.
Little-
She was sent off in a basket, a woven basket to sea.
Just like Moses across the sea.
And her dear mother
Big girl,
sang
big
to her.
brain.
I think Josh says it better.
No, that's what he said.
We're moving on. We're moving on. We're moving on.
Don't talk about my mother like that.
Yeah, she sang that once. What's the happy birthday song in Mexico?
In Mexican.
No,
What's
in
the
Mexico.
Mexican?
Swear to God, if you were about to say
Spanish.
Mexican.
No, Spanish. What's the happy
Feliz cumpleaños?
And then yeah, like, Feliz cumpleaños as you're going in your basket.
Feliz cumpleaños a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
When you're like a mile down the road and you're just a little tiny blip, it's, what is it? We want cake. What is that?
Oh no, queremos pastel, pastel, pastel.
Yeah.
We'd say, and many more on Channel 4, Scooby-Doo on Channel 2.
Just
What?
yeah, that used to be a thing too.
And a big fat lady on Channel 80.
But anyways,
Which we predicted the future because the TLC eventually came out.
Now.
Anyway.
come back in 6 months and we'll take care of you.
So anyways, where'd y'all feel the tension at? Sorry, it's on down.
Don't.
Louisiana voodoo felt like this
I just
place.
have a lot up here.
Okay, well.
She has this big monologue for her acting class.
Oh boy.
Rats.
Rats. if anyone needs someone for a monologue,
If anyone
Or
needs
some miming.
an extra for their student film, come contact me.
She's currently playing the role of Helen Keller, and she's having a problem memorizing her lines. She doesn't know her lines.
It's not.
I'm not saying.
Wah wah.
But she's not.
it.
She's
Gotta have
not
a
Helen
law.
Keller though. She's Annie.
No, she's not.
She's been telling us this whole time.
The
Wait,
haters.
You're playing Annie in the musical? I just
I
remember
actually
the little
was-
redheaded.
I was so my 8th grade year.
You were Annie?
Would you have believed it? No, we did Annie the musical for my 8th grade.
Who'd you play?
I don't remember. I don't remember anything about Annie, to be honest. We watched the movie, we rehearsed, it was day in and day out, and I don't remember a thing.
I would do Mrs. Hannigan pretty dope. Like, I'd be pretty good. I'd give Carol Burnett a good run for her money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get up there and show us. To recap,
You,
Boo.
you don't even know who Mrs. Hannigan is.
I watched Annie when I was younger.
She's the mean one. The mean old lady that, like, take care of the girl.
Duh.
She's the blue meanie.
Yeah, and I'd point you and go, big brain, little girl.
Little girl, honey. Little girl, big.
Alright. maybe we should do this last story.
No. All right. Okay. Fine. No. Hold on. Let me recap this for Boo because I know she was paying
She
attention.
can listen.
I know she was paying attention. He was saying how people were feeling this
Yes,
like sense
tension.
of weight. Yeah.
Yes. But
And that's when I was like, yeah, we really felt that.
and I was like, where? Because where have we felt the tension?
New Orleans.
Okay, but were we talking about New Orleans right now?
No, I was talking about the place that she felt the tension the most was the voodoo place in New Orleans. And you're like, oh yeah, what?
I said it was interesting that people talk about feeling dark tension on the 3rd floor because that was like Alex's story.
She's been having
She's
been having virgin drinks
3
all
steps
night.
this time.
She has
steps
a little
this
too much
time.
sugar.
Too much. I'm having a sugar crush.
All
All
right.
right.
I only got one more story.
Alright, let's bang it out.
Oh, let's bang. Let's go.
Let's let's strike that. You struck out. You struck out.
Okay, so the other day, I said something that was really good. I said something really good. And Boo was like,
No, you, because you showed us the song July.
yeah.
And it's a really good song,
Yeah.
and I played it, and I remember saying, wow, Brooke, you really struck out.
Wow, Brooke,
And-
you struck
I
out.
really
And all
struck
the
out
rest
the
of us,
song.
the rest of us in the car were silent. And I don't know who piped up. It was Josh or Brooke, and someone was like, "No, that isn't this."
That means the opposite of what you think it means.
Because Brooke surprised me with a good song.
I surprisingly have good taste. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah,
Sometimes, yeah. July was a good
I
example.
might act like a middle-aged lesbian that loves their crafts.
that's all Josh
and
says to
bakes
us
and
anymore. That we're all
makes
middle-aged
candles
lesbians.
Not all of you, just you two.
Josh and her have been
honey,
young.
she wants to play Jeopardy. Josh is good at Jeopardy.
Have you seen her latest moo-moos?
Yeah.
It's
Must
true.
be-
Yeah, she's rocking the
and her
moves.
and her shawl.
Yeah.
It's true. I look like a 30-year-old.
I go over to you and Brooke's house, and you're just like, we found the best deal on a new
No,
on a
that's
new
not me.
on a new convection oven, and it's gonna be so great. I'm gonna cook the best, healthiest meals for us this week.
That's not me.
I'm like,
Excuse
that's
me.
great, guys.
I'm just trying to drink.
One of the things that gets me going the most is getting a good deal on something. And when we found Reese's cups, Reese's cups for 49 cents the other day, I got a little pumped. Did you not get a little pumped?
I got a little.
A little pumped. You felt it? That's all you
felt.
You had that free sample. Oh,
Did you feel it though?
Half price
That's
Reese's cups.
important.
Yeah.
Coming back from our much-needed break, here's our final story for the night.
Thank
Josh.
you. Good NPR voice.
Hold on.
And thank you for tuning in on 101, the classical station.
we banged it out. We're good now.
Okay. This last story is going to take place in Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlantis?
Yep. It's the Ellis Hotel. So let's move forward. So this hotel is known as the Titanic of hotels.
Wait, is it the Titanic or is the Olympic? Sis, Olympus? What is it? Olympus?
Josh, is this the one where the
Conspiracy
hotel
theory.
is inside a ship?
I wish everyone could see the look Josh gives every one of us.
It's the Titanic of hotels, and you're about to find out why.
Did you hear that though? That the Titanic was swapped out with the other ship, the Olympic? Olympus? What is it?
Olympia or Olympic? Yeah, I don't know.
Olympia. That's a conspiracy theory. Alright, we'll have to go over that one. That's good.
Well,
There's a win.
so the Ellis Hotel opened in 1913. It was 15 stories tall. Cool.
Sorry.
It's the tallest hotel in the city of Atlanta. The hotel was built from brick and was widely known as fireproof by city officials. Because of this, there was no fire exits or sprinklers installed.
This is horrendous already.
You see where this is going.
Wait, what year was this?
1913.
When
It was
was the
built.
Great Fire?
Great Fire of what?
1929.
Chicago?
There was multiple?
The Great There's
Depression?
a lot of great fires.
I feel like there's a
19,
great...
I feel like 1911, 1912 or something, there's a Great Fire.
You mean
Well-
when the Titanic went down in 1940?
No, there's a great fire that destroyed. I forget what city it was.
Wait.
Well, anyway, so that's why it's called the
1912?
Titanic Hotel, is because it
Oh.
was considered fireproof. There was no fire exits or sprinklers installed, just like the Titanic was.
Sink
And you
it.
said it was made out of brick.
Yep.
So just basically it keeps people in there.
Yep. So the Titanic was unsinkable, so they didn't have enough
Yeah.
lifeboats,
Yeah.
all that. So, then December 7th, 1946, the hotel was at full capacity for Christmas. A fire broke out on the 3rd floor and quickly rose upwards.
Jeez.
The fire department arrived quickly, but their ladder only reached the 8th floor. Their nets could only handle jumps from 70 feet.
Oh, crap.
The street had to be evacuated as it became too dangerous as bodies began to fall. With the fire at their room doors, people chose to jump rather than burn in the inferno. There were 280 guests staying in the hotel that night. By the time the fire is out, 119 of the 280 people had been killed.
Wow.
One of the most common experiences in the building, especially in the upper floors, is seeing and hearing screaming faces, mouths gaping in horror reflected in the room windows.
That's a shame.
The elevators are also known to operate on their own, going to different floors. Some have reported waking up to the smell of smoke and running feet in the hallway. The staff are used to smoke alarms in the hotel going off at 2:48 a.m. It's like multiple nights. It'll go off right at 2:48.
That's crazy.
But rooms are about $100 a night, so
It's still up and running.
yeah, it's a hotel.
I hope they have sprinklers.
So oh yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. I mean,
We
I would
should
go
check
there.
it out.
Yeah, we should just stop by and check it out.
I feel like I've heard about this one, but I can't remember.
That's crazy. That is that's not fun.
It's sad.
We were in a hotel once that the alarm went off every night, 3 nights in a row at the same time. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then all the hotel did to say sorry was give my course that was taking place at the hotel cookies, and they didn't even give us enough cookies for the people.
Yeah.
That's what the Ellis Hotel looks like.
No. It's not
It
that
looks
nice.
nice.
That's pretty nice.
Looks nice.
So imagine
I'd say
that
the
being
top.
encased in fire
How
and
many floors is that?
15.
Was that 15 at the time? Oh my god! So half the building, friggin'.
Mhm.
Wow.
The entire building was completely it was just like the carpets and the furniture that was on fire.
Wow. That is a shame. Sheesh. That is not a way to go.
You know, fires.
They say being burned alive.
They're not
is
cool.
the number one.
They're
worst
not
pain.
Yeah.
I wonder at a point if you become numb to the pain because like you would burn off all the like nerve endings, right?
I don't know, but I'm not really looking.
You probably go into shock pretty quickly.
You think so? I never heard about that. Shock with heat. I believe it.
Yeah, I mean if you experience enough pain, you're just gonna go into shock.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. You're right there. You're there.
But yeah, I mean, burn off your nerve endings. Yeah. So that's.
Wow.
Then there's plenty more stories. Didn't even get to like, I think it's called the Pink House or the Pink Hotel. I know that's a famous one.
interesting.
There's a bunch of haunted places in Savannah, especially.
Yeah.
I'd love to get to at a later date.
For sure. Yeah. Well,
Thanks, Josh. Those were some
Good
good
stories.
stories.
Oh, do you want to do the roulette? You want to find out our next location or keep it a surprise?
Wait.
Oh, you already have it out.
If we're doing another
Oh,
part
do you
two,
want to?
Yeah,
Do you want?
hit it. Hit
if we're
random.
doing another part
Where are we going?
two,
Where are we going?
Well, he wants to. At some point after we do all of the states, maybe we'll hit part 2.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
What did you get, Josh?
California,
Hotel California.
Okay, so now we're going the opposite way.
and I think I know a story you might want to do.
Really?
Yeah.
We
But until next time, guys, I'm glad to be back, and hopefully these can come out more often.
Yeah.
So lovely.
To see all of y'all's faces.
Yeah, it's our van's up and running too. So you want to drive to California?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we pack up our
Probably would have been better to
boards.
do that after Hawaii, but
Well,
Well, we're random.
that was a cross ocean trip.
All right, guys, thanks for listening. And you want to pop it in there, Boo?
I missed doing this.
There we go.
You can follow us on Instagram at taleslesstraveled. You can find us on Facebook at taleslesstraveled. Our Twitter is tltraveled. And send us a nice email at taleslesstraveled@gmail.com.
even if you just want to say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking to talk. I really am. Because sometimes talking to the same 3 people, you know.
Yeah, we just want
Yes,
to say thanks for sticking around and checking us out, and I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, hope all you guys are doing well. And take care till the next time.
Bye-bye.